friends. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. And we are together again on the radio. The word vasectomy has come up on the program quite a bit for some reason recently. Now, of course, we're always talking about people's reproductive habits or desire to not be reproducing. Yet, we keep hearing about all these so-called accidents. By the way, there are no accidents anymore. When women have 11 known forms of birth control, there are no accidents. When a woman gets pregnant, it's because she wanted to get pregnant. And she wants you to stay, so she tells you, whoops, it was an accident. It's not an accident. Period. Now, some of you boys have proposed the following, and I want to talk a bit about this. Some of you have actually proposed, when you are with a woman who is insistent upon having kids, some of you proposed secretly going to the doctor and getting snipped. Now, I wonder whether this is a good idea, and here's why. Because if you're having sex without a condom, year after year after year with a woman who wants to have babies, eventually she's going to say, we're taking you into the doctor, you're getting a sperm count. We're going to check your sperm count. And then I would assume that unless the doctor maintains your confidentiality, that you will be busted at that time. I mean, in my mind, if you're with somebody who's that insistent, you have married or moved in with the wrong person, and it's time for you to get out. Just get out. I don't know if having a vasectomy secretly is a good idea, but I have a feeling that many of you have done just that. You have either gotten a vasectomy while married to make sure she can't nail you, or you lied about it before you got married. You got snipped at some point along the way, and you knew that if you told her you had a vasectomy, she wouldn't marry you or want to have sex with you, so you just kept it to yourself. Others don't know. So she just thinks you're infertile, not able to get the job done. Maybe she thinks it's her fault. That's the best, when you have them thinking it's their problem. That's the best. Let her think it's her own shortcoming. That you're every bit the man she thinks you are, and she has deficiencies. Hopefully then you can hang that over her head and get other concessions as a result of her inability to bear your children. The ones you didn't want in the first place, why you got snipped. I also believe there are women out there, many of you, and this is the female equivalent, for me, of the vasectomy. I don't think women go out and get tubal ligations, because, you know why? First of all, they leave little scars. A tubal ligation is a much bigger operation than a vasectomy. But I do believe there are women out there who are with guys who want to impregnate them, and they do everything they can to prevent it, and then somehow condom slips or the birth control fails or whatever. You find out you're pregnant, and then secretly you go to the clinic or your doctor and you have an abortion. That's the female equivalent. I'm willing to bet there are many of you out there right now in the cul-de-sacs of America, ladies. You were pregnant with your husband or boyfriend's child, and you went and had an abortion, and he doesn't know. He just thinks the two of you are continuing to try to have a baby. Now, we've talked about all the people who underhandedly and sneakily get pregnant. We've had many conversations about that. But we've never really talked about the people who continue to, quote-unquote, try to get pregnant. But one person or the other knows it's never going to happen. And in order to keep the relationship together, in order to keep from having a big argument or whatever, the person who knows what's going on doesn't tell the other person. The secret abortion, the tubal ligation, the vasectomy, the permanently low sperm counts, whatever. How about those of you women who got pregnant when you were having an affair and didn't know which guy was the father, so you had an abortion? That's what I want to talk about this hour. You're part of a couple. Maybe you're married, maybe you live together, maybe you're just dating. And the other person keeps talking about how the two of you are trying to get pregnant. But you know the truth. You know why there's no pregnancy. You either had a secret abortion or a secret vasectomy. You had a tubal ligation the other person doesn't know about. You did something. The other person just keeps telling everybody, right? You go to parties, you have a little sit-down dinner with everybody, you're talking to your friends, and it's like, oh, yeah, we're trying to have a baby. We're trying. And they keep talking about how you're trying to have a baby, when in reality, you know you're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to do any such thing. You're trying not to have a baby. But if the other person finds out you're trying not to have a baby, they will leave you. If that's you, call me.
Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. All right. You are with someone who wants to have kids, but you've done something secretly to make sure it doesn't happen. So, for some reason, you want to stay in the relationship and just keep this lie going. You had a secret abortion, a tubal ligation, a vasectomy. You did something. The other person thinks the two of you are trying to get pregnant, quote unquote. And you're just going along with the ride. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Terry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm okay, Terry.
Well, I'm one of those women.
It doesn't sound to me like you did anything to prevent a child from being born.
Well, until I was ready, that's for sure. I was 18 at the time. My husband is about 10 years older than I am. And he wanted to have kids before he was really old, and, you know, he wanted to retire before they were in college. So I was 18. And
I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to have kids.
Yeah, exactly. So so I went to the doctor and started getting the depot shot behind his back because you only have to do it every 3 months. I wouldn't have any paraphernalia in the medicine cabinet, and I just really wasn't ready.
Yeah. Are you ready now?
Yes. Well, as you can see.
I'm not even ready for this call.
Thank you anyway, though.
I don't know how you do it.
It's worth it, that's for sure, eventually.
Eventually. Well, you say that's for sure. You don't know yet.
Well, we definitely haven't hit the teen years, that's for sure.
Yeah. When he's a skinhead or a carjacker of the future, we'll see how well it worked out.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, yeah. All right, well, you have fun over there.
Thanks.
Sounds like you're having a real party over there.
Sorry. He didn't start until after I got on the phone with you, so.
Of course.
Sorry about that.
Because it's all about him.
Have a good one, Tom.
You too, Terry.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Those of you thinking about having kids, there's your future right there. That's it. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show. Yeah, pull that trigger. Thank you. Jeff on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Dad?
All right, son.
How are you?
As I said, all right, son.
Excellent. Well, long story short, I went out on a business trip a few weeks ago, and I had a vasectomy. Because I'm done having kids. My wife and I have 3. I don't want no more. Simple as that.
And she's harassing you to have more?
Oh, yeah. If she wants more, she's got some splendid to do when she does get knocked up. I'm done.
Oh, boy.
Kids got to go to college. I want to retire someday, live nice, cool, and comfy, have an HD, maybe a boat, a trailer. I don't know where she thinks we're going to pop more kids out.
Let me ask you a question. Are you worried that she will ultimately say, I'm taking you to the doctor, we're going to find out why you can't get me pregnant?
Not really worried, but if it happens, there's that confidential agreement. When I went out on business, I went out to another state. I already had it set up and everything. When I told her, oh, got to go out of town for a business trip. Okay, bye, peace out.
Yeah.
I left, came back 6 days later, healed, felt much better. Tried to get our groove on. I'm like, I missed you, but I'm just not feeling it. Still a little jet lagged, and it worked.
Wow.
I don't want no more baby kids. I love my girls, but I don't want no more.
So you have to live a lie now forever.
Oh, yeah, I work hard for what I don't have now. I'm not ready for any more.
Did she tell you that she was going to stop using birth control, that she was going to do it whether you wanted to or not, or anything like that?
No, she told me one day that, after, the fact, we didn't, I'm not on birth control. I haven't been off it for about a month. I'm like, what timing? And we're still not knocked up. Darn the luck. Gee, I must have perfect timing.
Unbelievable.
I am done. I work hard for what I don't have now, and after the 3 girls, I love them to death. I'm just done. I don't want any more.
I completely understand, Jeff. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jeannie is calling from Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat. Hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement, Jeannie?
Well, I have a statement. I have an ex-husband who's on his 3rd marriage, and he's got 3 children between his first 2 ex-wives. I'm ex-wife number 2. And his wife is trying desperately to get pregnant, but she doesn't know that he's had a vasectomy, and he's never told her.
And did he have it while he was with you?
Yes. He had the vasectomy right after our son was born.
Now, how does wait a minute. How do you know that he's lying to his new wife?
Well, because she keeps saying that they're trying to have a baby, that she can't
so you talk to her all the time?
Not necessarily all the time, but yeah, we chat occasionally, obviously, because I have kids with him. And she's good to my kids. She just can't get pregnant. He keeps telling her it's her fault because he has 3 kids, but obviously not him.
Right.
So she has no idea, and I'm not about to burst the bubble because I think it's hilarious.
Well, the more kids she has with him, the more likely it is he'll ace you out of child support.
Personally, I don't care about any of that.
Really?
I don't get any money from him, so.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I don't need his money. He doesn't live in the state anymore. That's fine. I support myself with my children. He can see the kids whenever he wants, and that's fine. We work that out. That's not a problem. But I just think it's just hilarious, and I think he's going to get caught in a lie. He continues to lie, which is why I think he's gone through so many wives.
Oh, did he lie to you too?
Oh yeah.
What did he lie to you about?
Oh well, actually, when I met him, I was dating him, and I got pregnant. And found out that he was a married man.
Oh.
He was even married.
There we go.
So we have ex-wife number 1 and we have a child. Our children are 15 months apart.
Oh, and are you 2 in touch too?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And so, yeah, he was leading a double life. He had a separate checking account, separate apartment, absolutely everything. Different than... I didn't have a clue he was married until he was at my house one day and his wife calls me up and says, "Can I talk to my husband?"
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So did you split with him at that time?
You know...
No, you kept going, right? You kept going. You kept trying to make it work, right?
You want to know what he did?
What?
He brought all of his clothes to my house and showed up on my door and asked me to start doing his laundry, and he just moved in with me.
And
He just ended up there.
You let him?
Well, yeah. I thought he couldn't be as bad as she was saying that he was, but then I learned, you know.
He was screwing around with you and lying to you?
Well...
Why couldn't he be that bad? Of course he could be that bad.
Well, I know, but, you know, I was very young and naive at the time. I was only 17, so...
Ah, I see.
Quite interesting.
Fascinating. All right, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Iris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Nice talking to you.
I know.
Okay, so I have a question for you. I'm 24 years old, and I heard a girl or a woman call earlier and ask why somebody would listen to the show, somebody who's dating somebody that you are totally against. And, you know, an older lady, I think she was talking about.
Right.
Well, my boyfriend's 24 years old also, and we've been in a 5-year relationship. Things are rocky, of course, and we live together. I wondered, he just loves your show. So I wondered why you think he loves your show if he's in a relationship and he's only 24 and it's been 5 years.
Well, but put it this way. You're telling me it's a rocky relationship.
Well, I mean, I think it's normal. We love being together. We spend a lot of time
together. What's rocky about it? What is rocky about it?
We have arguments.
About
little things. Like he leaves the seat, he doesn't lift the seat when he urinates and stuff like that.
Also, you start arguments.
Okay, maybe I do sometimes. I'm sure he does too. I'm not going to take all the blame. I just wondered why you think he just loves your show.
Well, there are many men who listen to this program who aspire to the principles we teach here, but haven't yet had the balls to actually live that life.
Really?
Many of them, it takes time.
Yeah. Well, his thing is he always says, you know, you talk about...
I mean, certainly he shouldn't be with you. That's wrong.
I'm sorry?
Certainly he shouldn't be with you. That's what I would tell him. And if he's listening...
I know you would.
That's what I would tell him.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
So he probably listens because, you know, that's really his dream lifestyle.
Yeah, he's probably trying to get the strength to do what he has to do, which is to get out.
Really? Well, he says he just listens because he thinks you're so smart. And, you know, he calls you the professor, his professor.
Yes, well, I am a professor.
So he says... But, okay, so that's why you think he listens.
That's why I think so. It's a matter of time. Eventually he'll get the strength to go.
What if he just thinks your show's good? He tells me I don't fall into the same category for all the women you talk about, which, by the way, I am very proud to say I don't.
How so? You argue with him about leaving the toilet seat up? Sounds an awful lot like a lot of other women. Huh?
Well, when I sit down, my legs get wet.
Are you lazy? Are you a queen? What are you? You know what? When I go into the bathroom, I put the seat in the position I need it to be in. You understand? For example, if I live with somebody, sometimes they leave the seat down, and I need to stand to use the bathroom.
But
that means I have to put the seat up.
But we live together. I mean, I'm sure...
So how about the person who uses the bathroom puts the seat in the position in which they need it?
Okay.
And then there's no argument.
Right. How about the people?
This is a sign. This is a sign of problems, and this is something that people don't want to accept. When you argue about stuff like who left the cap off the toothpaste, it is a sign of bigger problems. When you argue over who left the seat up or down, it's a sign of other problems. It's a sign of a lack of communication and other issues.
Right.
If you're, by the way, It's stupid to think that the seat moving in the toilet is your boyfriend's responsibility.
Right. No, I never said I did. I just said...
Yeah, you did. You did say that.
Sit down and it's wet, you know?
If you would put the seat where it belongs, that wouldn't happen.
That makes perfect sense. So he should lift it when he goes to use it, right?
He should lift it if that's what he needs, and you should lower it if that's what you need.
Hey, tell me something. Do men ever take responsibility for anything they do?
Well, dear, you know, again, that's a loaded question. It's a trick question, because then you will proceed to tell me all of the ridiculous little snippety things you complain about all the time and say that he won't take responsibility for them.
Right.
Like leaving the milk out of the refrigerator and stuff like that. Again, if you're arguing over little things like that, it's only because you haven't gotten him to sign the contract yet, and later on you'll be arguing about the bigger things that lurk behind.
Marriage?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never want to get married.
Why do you live with him?
Why not? I love him. I love being with him.
Well, you don't have to live with him.
No, I don't, but we enjoy it. He asked me. I never asked to move in.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do it.
No, I know. I chose to because I wanted to be with them.
Yeah.
You know, spend more time with them.
Now, you can spend time with them and have your own apartment and have your own space.
That doesn't sound bad sometimes.
Maybe you ought to do it.
Sounds pretty good. Okay, well, it was great talking to you.
See, I'm also looking out for you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Christine on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I got pregnant. I lived in Montana, and I got pregnant because I was dating a guy, and we were in the hot tub drinking Jägermeister on my birthday, and he told me that he had a vasectomy, and 6 weeks later I found out I was pregnant. So he lied to me, and now I have a 4-month-old child, and he doesn't pay child support, and he refused to sign our birth certificate.
Yeah, well, I'm shocked.
Yeah, so not...
By the way, why were you in a hot tub drinking Jägermeister with a complete stranger?
Well, he wasn't a stranger. I had been there like a month. I was on extended vacation, and I wanted to have fun on my birthday.
There.
So we were seeing each other, so we sat in the hot tub and drank.
Why would you... The guy was a relative stranger.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be using your own birth control if you didn't want to have a baby?
We were using condoms at the time, but
There.
my Jägermeister made it really bad, and our judgment went down the tube.
So you should have taken you in the hot tub after you found out you were pregnant.
Yeah. But I'm very happy with having a baby. Like, she's my sweetness and light and everything that's wonderful.
Well, see, so you did want to have a baby.
Well, not at the time, but I've had...
No, but at the time, it wasn't that you didn't want to have a baby. It's like, well, whatever happens, happens.
No, I was having a baby at the time. I was only 26 and not out of college yet.
But you're only 27. This is not 100 years ago we're talking about.
I know. I'm still too young to have a baby.
Right.
I'm happy that I have one. Like, she's adorable and wonderful.
That's great. And what were you doing for a living before you put an anchor around your neck?
I was a snowboard instructor, but now I am a stay-at-home mom.
And really, and who's paying for that?
My parents.
That's great. I bet that's what your parents wanted in their retirement years, to be paying for you and your kid.
Well, they're enjoying the parenting or the grandparenting thing, and I do...
Well, I know you like to believe that. You know, my sister used to like to believe that, too, you know, that my mother just loved being around her grandchild. And my mother did like being around her grandchild, but she did not want to have it tied around her neck all the time, like when she had her own kids.
Well, I take complete care of her. Like, they hardly even ever babysit. They just help me out financially.
Yeah, but even them, that's paying. They're paying for it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not reasonable on your part.
It's not reasonable, and it is going to change relatively soon. It's
sure it is.
Right now.
Sure it is. All right, darling, thank you so much.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
What would you say to a man that did have a female friend?
I'd say you're a pussy.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Right. Ever with somebody who says, oh, we're trying to get pregnant. Could be a man or a woman. But they don't know that you've done something behind the scenes to make sure that doesn't happen. Or maybe you just went out and had an abortion. I didn't tell. Robert on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, son.
Well, I was calling, I have a kid already. I'm 24, and I decided I didn't want to have any more kids because I was paying a lot for child support. So my girlfriend, we were going out, and then she started talking about having kids, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll have kids. And we talked about it for about a year, and started listening to your show, and I was like, yeah, screw that, I ain't having kids. So what I did was I went behind her back, and I got me a vasectomy. Now, I played it off really good because I was having problems with one of my testicles. So I told her, you know what, I'm going to the doctor, I'm going to get it checked, whatever. And she was like, all right, cool. So I went and I'm like, you know what, I want a vasectomy. And the doctor was like, okay, yeah, sure. Do you have any kids? And I was like, yeah, I have one already. He's like, you sure you don't want them no more? And I was like, no, I don't want them to pay for child support no more. And he's like, okay, well, I got the vasectomy. didn't have sex for about 2 weeks, and right now she doesn't know I got it, but you know, we're still having great sex, and once in a while she'll bring up, hey, you want to have kids? I'm like, well, not right now. Let's wait a little bit longer, you know. But it's been going great.
And it's all based on a lie.
All based on the lie. Yeah, I mean, because eventually, like you say, they will get pregnant no matter what.
Right.
You know, they can poke a hole in the condom or something.
That's right.
They'll do anything to get pregnant.
No doubt. No doubt.
I made sure that I was going to take care of my life.
I have no problem with lying about having a vasectomy as long as you're aware that it's possible that one day she's going to make you go to the doctor to get your sperm count checked, and it's possible that she'll find out somehow and dump you. And if you don't mind that possibility...
Well, I mean, we have a relationship where we see each other like once a week, and we have great sex, and then we don't see each other for another week.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm busy. I have 2 jobs, so I'm really busy. But other than that, I mean, if she does find out, it's like, okay, well, whatever.
Why would she want to have a baby with you? She sees you once a week. She wants to have a baby with you. It's outrageous.
Well, you know how they fall in love with you, and they say that you're the greatest guy in the world, and they only want to be with you, and they're so dumb to get that idea that they just want to have a kid with you, you know?
Right.
Even though 10 years from now, they'll be like, oh, I was going to have a kid with that. Oh, sorry. You know, I was going to have a kid with that age. You know, it's like, I don't understand them. You know, so I just decided to save my future, and I wasn't going to pay child support for another kid or have kids with anybody else. It was just going to be one boy, and that was it. And, you know, no more kids, no more family. I don't care about none of that, you know?
Yeah, well, I feel the same way you do. Thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM. Aaron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, I'm just calling about your whole subject, like with guys getting vasectomies behind their girls' backs.
Getting what?
Girls doing it.
Vasectomies, yes.
Yeah, and the girls doing it behind their guys'
What they do is they put your member in a vice. That's how they do that. That's how I got the name vasectomy. You know that. You're laughing.
If you truly love the person you're with, why would you go behind their back and lie to them like that?
Because you're with somebody who keeps saying they want to have a baby, even though you've told them you don't want to have a baby.
I would not be able to do that to my husband.
Well, people do it. You've been hearing people call and tell that story.
Oh, yeah, I've been laughing the whole entire time.
Well, you ask why people would do it. That's why.
That is so ridiculous.
Because the other person doesn't want to hear the truth, that they are with somebody who doesn't want to have a baby. And most women like to buy fixer-uppers. They get a guy, the guy says, here's what I want. I don't want to have a baby. And she tells her best friend, don't worry, I'll change him. I'll make dinner for him. I'll fold his pants. And eventually, he'll change. And then he doesn't change.
Oh, they won't.
Well, again, I know you know that, but I'm telling you, most women don't. That's why women like Extreme Makeover and Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. They love taking guys, the usual slob out there, and making them into something else. And if the guy says he doesn't want to have a baby, they go, that's fine, dear. Okay, honey, Then they go ahead and do what they want anyway.
I don't see how they could do that. I mean, I've been married for
it'll
be 2 years in February.
Yeah.
And I got pregnant like 3 months after we got married. And, I mean, I don't want to have any children right now, and my husband doesn't want to have any children. I mean, we've actually sat down and talked about this because our son just turned 10 months old. And, I mean, I don't see how people could do it. I mean, I really don't.
Yeah.
But,
well,
I mean, I'm only 21.
Why are you having babies so young, by the way?
I got married when I was 18.
Why'd you do that?
Because I loved my husband.
Yeah, but you're too young, dear. You can't see it now.
I've heard it from a lot of people that I am real young.
And when you turn 29 or 30 and you start looking around and seeing what you missed out on.
Oh, I'm looking around now and seeing what I missed out on, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
You say that now, dear, because you're in your honeymoon period. I'm telling you.
Oh, are you kidding? I passed my honeymoon period.
And again. Yeah, I know you know everything at 21, but I'm telling you, I've been married and divorced 4 times, darling. Trust me, and I got married for the first time at 18. I know what happens to people who do these things. You'll find out the hard way.
Oh, I probably will. I mean, I'm not doubting you there.
So, in other words, getting married, no matter how much you were in love at the time, was probably not the right thing to do.
Oh, I know. I heard the same thing from my parents, from his parents. You know, but when you're young and stupid, you just do it.
All right, so you admit that you were young and stupid. That's why you did it, not because it was a good idea.
Oh, no. I was young and stupid.
Well, you have to understand, I have to clarify that. For the other morons out there who are going to follow you like lemmings and go out and get me, see, they did it, we can do it. We have to make it clear you know you were young and stupid and it was wrong to do, and that chances are one day you'll realize what you missed out on and you'll pounce on the UPS guy.
I hope not, because our UPS guy's kind of ugly.
Well, but one day the new one will come in.
That's one thing, though. I wouldn't change what happened because I have got my gorgeous son.
Well, you say that now, but...
Well, yeah, I say it now because he's only 10
One day the guy from Papa John's comes over with your cheese sticks, and suddenly you're going to be pouncing on him.
Sure hope not.
Give me that cheese stick. A little sauce on that.
That's one good thing. Your show's always good laughs.
Thank you for that, Aaron. I appreciate the call.
1-800-5800-TOM. I just want to announce to all the women out there that there's the image of Jesus on my penis, and I'll be standing out in the parking lot after the show. If you want to come down here and get a look, I'm going to be unzipping my fly, and then I expect you all to get on your knees and pray.
Better watch it, Tom. You're going to have a big old lineup out there tonight.
I know.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Mona, hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement, Mona?
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. I have something to say. Those guys, they're stupid to lie behind their girlfriends, like to do things up behind their girlfriends because of the vasectomy. I don't agree with it.
Why not?
Why not? Because where can they go? You have guts and go to their girlfriends and say, "Hey, I don't want to have kids."
Well, because in many cases, wait a minute. If you've been listening, no, you wait. In many cases, these guys have already been to the girlfriend and said, "I don't want to have kids," and the girlfriend just kind of goes, "Yeah," or she goes ahead and has a baby anyway.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
You know, just give me a chance to find someone who wants to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, fine.
But so when the guy says, "I don't want to have kids," and the woman keeps saying, "Come on, whose fault is it?
If you don't want to have kids, then let me go.
No, you're allowed. Who said these women aren't allowed to go? They don't want to go. They want to change the man, and they want to have a baby with a man who doesn't want to have a baby.
That's not always like that. No.
I didn't say it's always like that, but it is usually like that.
I agree with many things that you say, but that I cannot agree.
Well, mostly it's true.
Behind your girlfriend's back and do something like
clearly,
that.
there are people who have to do that.
Why?
Because they've been honest, and it doesn't make any difference.
So I'm going to find someone else.
Well, again, these guys wouldn't have to do that if the woman went out and found somebody else.
Well, find another woman then. Say, honey, you know what? I don't want to have kids.
Well,
is that fine? If you want, then find someone.
Well, yeah. Why do you support the woman going ahead doing whatever she wants?
Whatever she wants.
Right.
Well, you know, I don't agree with. It's not everybody the same. It's not every woman the same.
So when a woman says, "I want to have a baby and I don't care what you want," it's the man's responsibility to do something, not the woman's.
No, I think it's both.
Mm-hmm. Well, in many of these cases, the guy was honest right from the beginning. He said, "I don't want kids. I don't want kids." And the woman says, "Tough, I'm having them."
You don't want to have kids? You don't want to have kids? Okay, let me go.
But what do you mean? You think these women are chained up in the cellar? What do you think is going on here?
Give me a chance. Give me a chance to find a person who wants.
Who said they don't have a chance? They don't want the chance. They want to change the man. That's what I'm talking about.
They don't want to change.
Yes, they do. That is what most women want to do. They want to make us over. They want us to dress differently, act differently, pee sitting down. They want us to have kids when we don't want to have kids. They want us to get married when we don't want to get married. They want us to move in together. Oh, yeah, women are hell-bent on changing us.
Why do you have to be forced to do?
Huh? Lost you. Sorry. Lauren on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, I totally agree with you, Tom, because I had an opposite situation happen to me where a guy told me that he had a vasectomy. We had been dating for about a year, and come to find out he didn't, and there was a few times I slept with him without protection, and I got pregnant. And he really just said, oh, well, I really wanted you to have kids.
Oh, so, my God, he lied to you to get you pregnant? Wow.
Isn't that psychotic?
That is psychotic.
So I just want to say I totally understand why men would lie, because there are psychotic women and men out there, and you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself, you know?
No doubt about that, Lauren. Thanks a lot for the call. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.